Hello everyone. So how was your lunch? The kids of the curd rice, is it? Amazing. I love curd rice as well. So I bond with people who like curd rice. So yeah. So today I'm here to speak about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is like a very buzzing word as of now, and probably overhyped as well to a certain extent because the definition keeps changing every now and then of what exactly a startup is. So today I will be covering three different topics. Slowly one by one. The first one is like, why do you have to do a startup when you're young? The second part of the speech would consider how would you build an ecosystem to build startups? And third is like, what do you have to do to build a startup? So like small elements of it. So first, I hope like you all are acquainted with the term Silicon Valley. So yeah, amazing. So Silicon Valley is in USA and it's like 15 years ahead of our time. You must be thinking why is Silicon Valley so successful? It's not because of only the ecosystem which is amazing. The bottom line is it's because the skill in the ecosystem and skill in Silicon Valley is like humongous. So I was reading an article 2 days back. Andrew Rubin, I hope you know him. So the guy who created Android. So you know he's working on a new platform which helps in building artificial intelligent apps. So today we are still figuring out how to code an app or learn how to code CPP, or few people are still struggling to pass the C and CPP subjects. And there, the guy is like inventing amazing things so called as an artificial intelligence platform, probably the next version of an Android. So today, when you come into an undergrad course, probably engineering or something, so your parents tell you something. बेटा जाके एक जॉब ले लेना या फिर बेटा जाके एमएस कर लेना. There are few people who say take an MS so that you get more dowry. This is the basic things which still go into the space of a student's life. So, but what did you all think that after engineering, you just thought that I have an option as a job and I have an option of further studies? Why didn't you even think of the third one? So what we are trying to say is like if everyone has a third option from their college, like probably a student getting funded of 1 crore rupees in their fourth year of engineering. So he can tell mom, hey, you told me to get me a job, I got 1 crore of funding. You would definitely pursue that. People don't pursue entrepreneurship or anything which they love very young because that is not given as an option while they are graduating from college. So if I say you have a job, you have an MS degree, and you also have an option to play for the favorite band you like, or probably for the best company you wanted to work for, you would obviously take the third one, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the thing. So one of the statistics I also want to share over here is like we only have 2,800 approx startups in India which are funded. So there are only that many startups. But the word and the thing which we talk about this thing is like so much, and we have only 2,800 startups. So the basic mantra is like, unless and until you have not built a product and you don't have customers, you have not started up. For me, startup is a tech startup, not to mingle the whole concept of bringing non-tech startups into it. So tech startups is like you have to build a product and you have to get customers for it. That is like the basic mantra. Then to start while you're still in college, because people think they need skills to start up. Do you know there is this fact in India which says I need certain amount of skills and then I can start up. This is how people think. Think the other way around. I need to do a startup to get a certain amount of skills. This is how the thing has to change. So just interchange it. Let's do a startup or let's work on an idea while you're still in college so that I can build a humongous amount of skills. The coders will work on the hacking skills, and the sales guys and marketing guys will work on hustling skills. So this is like the mantra: build a product, get customers, iterate the product, and scale. Quickly, can everyone say this? Build a product, get customers, iterate the product, and scale. The moment you don't get customers, you pivot. So as soon as you feel that this product is not working, immediately change the idea and start again something new. So by the time you finish your engineering or your undergrad, you're ready with a lot of skill set. The coding guys know how to build the product, the hustling guys know how to sell the product, and by this time you're ready with understanding. So imagine you're getting admitted into Microsoft accelerators instead of going to an MTech degree or an MS degree somewhere, which is this is far more better than that. So think of options which you can graduate more than a job and an MS while you're still in college. This is like the primary role of entrepreneurship. Then, this is like the first part of the talk. The second part of the talk is basically for ecosystem leaders like Krishna or like Deepak who have been running these amazing places like IST, GCI, and Siddharth for GUSAC and all this thing. For you, it is very important on how you build an ecosystem in the college. And there is a certain process for that. How do you create more ideas? How do you create entrepreneurs? Do you know Orkut? Do you know Orkut was a 20% project of a guy called as Orkut in his when he was working back in Google. So in Google there is this amazing concept where 80% of the day you work on Google's work and 20% of the day you have an option to work on your own project, a pet project. So this guy started coding on a daily basis to build something called as Orkut. And later Orkut became like a standalone product for Google. In the same way, you have to figure out what is your 20% project during your engineering. If it is your final year project, are you making use of your final year project? Does it bring money to you? Is it there a potential for money in that? Are you building a product back in college, which is a 20% project of yours? So take some time out during your undergraduate days, figure out what a 20% on your daily basis can be, and what is that one thing you want to work by the time you finish your college. This is going to give you, and this 20% becomes the 80% for the future. It's called the Pareto's law. So as you finish, once you focus on 20, which is the most important thing, the majority becomes very, very important. Then, the first step of building a great ecosystem is something called as exploring the adjacent. Just imagine you go into a maze and then you find a door. You get into the door and you again find two other doors. Then you explore into the other two doors and you go on and on and on. Do you understand? You have built a palace by the end of exploring all the doors. So this is very important. You explore what is adjacent to you. Every time you have to keep exploring, and this helps in building some great ideas. Then the third guy says, I know how to sell your product. Let's just mix and then form a team and then bring out a good startup out of this. So this is when a hunch meets a hunch. A hunch meets a hunch, and you form great ideas and you form great teams. And this is how entrepreneurship builds up. Then there is something called as a liquid network. So imagine this is like a liquid network of ideas. Every student over here, especially the school students, you guys have to be something like carbon. You know carbon, right? So carbon has valence electrons in its outermost shell, but it is useless when there is no medium. If you put carbon in vacuum, it is useless. But the moment it gets a medium, it forms amino acids, nucleic acids, and lot of things. This is where the evolution of life came from. In the same way, if you guys are like carbon and you have like the four valence electrons in the outermost shell, ready to combine with the other set of guys, then you set to form great ideas, great products when you meet other people. So always be ready in mediums where you can always explore and meet other people and combine with them. So this is like very important to be in liquid networks. Then there is something called as serendipity. Serendipity comes in places like probably a co-working spaces. I don't know. For me in Geetham, there is places like the GUSAC, which we have built long back. Me, Rajkumar over here, who was also there in the founding team. Then there is GCI, the Geetham Center for Incubation. These places are breeding places for ideas, where you get that eureka moment. Do you know if you analyze 100 inventions, all the 100 inventions were not done seeing a microscope. Microscope is just to see and like, okay, this is what it is. But the invention happens on a conference table where everyone sit and discuss. That is the serendipity moment of everything. So always be and breeding inside ecosystems where such ideas are always formed. Then, yeah. So the last important point in this is, see, there are like you have to visualize build a castle before you really build one, and you should always have a guy who knows how to build a castle. And unless and until these both don't meet, a castle is not formed. What if this guy was not allowed to dream about a castle? People say don't build castles in air. No, you have to build castles in air. Unless and until you don't build castles in air, and there's another guy who doesn't know how to build a castle in air, there will never be a castle you will ever see. So always take that adjacent level, explore it, and then try imagining what you can really build in the future. This is what Steve Jobs did back then. Every guy has did back then. So you have to come out of that myth and start exploring and really imagining and doing these things. So this is the second thing. The last thing is like what should you do now? I have like told you many things. So the last thing is like what should you do now to build a great startup? So instead of waiting for revolutionary ideas, like just take one idea and start building. It is very important to like build an idea first, build a product, and then figure out what to do later. Because As I say, if you take up an idea and build products, you will find customers. You understand the whole cycle of it. You understand how to code, you understand what to do, everything. So it's like one cycle you complete while you're still in college. Then it is as simple. If you know how to build a house once, so there is a house, you know how to build once, you can do it 1,000 other times. But the problem with Indian students is we start knowing to build the house or product for that matter in this context after the college. And it takes a lot of time because you have a lot of other things to do. But while you're still in college, you figure out this is how a house is made. You can make 1,000 other houses, and every house keeps getting better and better and better. And you start scaling up and up and up. And you become like a fantastic entrepreneur in the next 3 years down the lane once you're done with engineering. So this is how the roadmap of every entrepreneur has to be there. Figure it out once you're still in college and get the whole roadmap clear. Then so this is what I just wanted to say. First thing is like why you have to do. The second is like how do you do this thing, and third is like what you really have to do. If you like really figure out this thing properly, then we can like always keep helping you on how to build great startups. So this is what startups is all about. And reach out to me anytime if you really need help in building a decent startup. The great startup will be built by you. I can just help you tell the first iteration of it, not for all the iterations. So take an idea, figure out 20% of your ideologies in your engineering itself, and start working on idea and build great startups in the future. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking.